ever started a live stream, ladies, you're going to understand this. Start a live stream when you realize that some of your mascara is caught like right here in the corner of your eye. So you find yourself up close in the camera of your phone right as you're like picking at that, and then of course that's when it goes live. That's when it goes live. So you got like your finger in your eye, you're making this funny face, and it's just like eyeball and lid. That was me a half a second ago. I managed to retract myself before it actually went live, so that was interesting. Otherwise everybody was going to just see like my eyeball in the camera, me picking mascara out. Not very appealing, not very appealing. Hey, morning bread. Hey. You may not understand mascara in the eyeball as you're doing a live stream. That's a female issue. Female issue. So this morning I've been running around and doing stuff as always and just kind of getting a late start. I've been trying to play with like time frames for live streams and everything. My Conscious Coffee used to be 6 a.m. every single morning, like clockwork. I was getting up at the butt-ass crack of dawn, and I was jumping on, and I was doing Conscious Coffee, and it was beautiful, and it was fun, and it was great, and a lot of wisdom and inspiration came out at 6 a.m. And over the course of this last year and a half, I've kind of relaxed on it, and played with the energies, and kind of been focusing more on just showing up at different times, and letting it, just be what it is when it is, so that I can hit all my followers and friends and just share, organically throughout the day, whatever might be coming up for me. And this morning, as I was sitting, I was working on my schedule. It's just like, it's crazy. It's almost August coming up, and I know we're only halfway through July and everything, but as a mama of 7 and small business owner, I have all these schedules that come together, and I have to try to figure out 2 different school district systems, my ex's schedule, my schedule, my daughter's schedule for babies, for helping them out with their baby and everything, plus coaching schedule, event schedule, the things that I've got going on, that I've been asked to speak in different places and do all this kind of stuff, and it's just like, oh my gosh. So just the last 2 days I have just been engulfed in my Google Calendar and in my online scheduling system, and trying to go back. And then of course I forgot to hit save. I forgot to hit save yesterday before I darted out to my appointments. I didn't hit save on my calendar system, so then it miscommunicated to Google, and it just did all of this awesome, not awesome stuff. So I had to go in this morning and realign all of that. So that's not what this is. That's not the muscle that you need to build, your calendar muscle, so that you have success. No, that's not it at all. The muscle that I want to actually focus in on is the creative muscle, because as I was sitting there, I was actually going through some different trainings that I've been taking with my mentor and everything, and reading through the stuff that I need to get caught up on for this week before next training comes out. And it was, a lot of it's just around creativity. And yesterday I was talking to a couple of my entrepreneur coaching clients on different stuff, and I kept just preaching, you've got to build that creative muscle, and that's the muscle of building creative flow, because creative flow is something that you can't really force, but on the front side of it, you have to get in there, much like going to the gym, much like learning how to eat right, much like, when we're wanting to up our water ounces for the day, we want to take better care of our physical body, or just doing mindset work, right? Mindset work, meditation, whatever it might be, any new practice. Creativity is a practice, and it's something that you have to do. And here's the reality: if you're not creative in life, if you don't have creative juices flowing, you just are kind of like dried out and used up, you could say, by life. That's where fatigue comes in. That's where you just don't have the luster, the vitality for things. And sometimes we slack in different areas, and we ebb and flow right throughout our creative energy. But what I'm talking about, and what I see a lot, is that I got a lot of people in my office, and then I'll do consults with and everything, who just, you say, what turns you on? What excites you? And instantly go to the bedroom. It's like, well, I don't really have much going on in the bedroom, so I don't have a lot of turn on. That's not what I'm talking about when I say turn on. Turn on is a state of being in your life. And you may not be turned on in the bedroom right now. You know, that can ebb and flow depending on what's going on with your partner, depending on what's going on with your health, all that kind of stuff. But can you be turned on in other areas of your life? You've got to be able to find that turn on. Just this morning, I'm laying in bed with my lover, and we're talking about sex and about turn on and about, you know, all this different stuff. And I was sharing with him that 11, 12 years ago, I was going through a lot of transformational stuff, and I was coming out of a marriage that I was not turned on to. This relationship in any fashion or form, I didn't want it in my life anymore. 20 plus year marriage, and I just felt dead to it. And I had started out on the dating aspect of things again, and I had drawn into my life a beautiful man. And before that, I had done a lot of internal work, mindset work, and physical release work and everything. So I had done that, and then I called in this man that I'm still friends with, love him to death. He's in Vienna right now. He texted me this morning from Vienna, this old lover of mine, and he's like, first time in Vienna, da da da. He's like, good morning, honey, blah, 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 and he's sharing, because we're just the best of friends. I was like, I want to be in Vienna right now. Like, I want to wake up in Vienna right now. But his name's David. What David brought to the table for me 11, 12 years ago when him and I first met and started our relationship back then it was fantastic sex, and there was a spark there. But what he brought in was a revitalization of the creative senses. And he did it through, he loves wine, he collects wine, he has thousands and thousands of bottles of different kinds of wine and everything. And that was where he really started to help me open up my new sensory and my new creative flow 12 years ago. Started getting wrapped up in the education of wine. We would sit there and he would make me, swirl, and he would explain everything to me, and he would develop my palate around different stuff, and it got my juices flowing creatively because I was tasting something in life that I had enjoyed, but I never really understood at that deep level. But there was this creative, playful spark that was taking place in him educating me in a very sensual fashion too, because we were being playful and flirty with each other, but I was also learning something new, and that got my creative juices flowing. Fast forward to a couple years ago when I hired my mentor, and one of the very first exercises that she gave me in business, because now I write a lot. I know everybody's like, you're so prolific, Kendal. How do you put out so much content all the time? It wasn't always like that. It was not always like that. It used to take me, I would write 1 or 2 articles a month, 1 or 2 musings a month. It was like pulling teeth for me to get them out. It felt too edgy. It felt like they were never perfect enough. It felt like I didn't have a good enough story. It felt like I was doubting myself around every corner, and I just could not get that content out, let alone do a video a day, a live stream a day, put out a workshop or 2 every month. Oh my goodness, that was not going to happen because I didn't have that muscle of creativity built yet. Now, I had creativity going. I didn't know how to take what was going on in here and put it to paper, put it to the website, put it to the internet, put it out to my client, my following base, and be able to share that in any fashion or form. So about 3-4 years ago now, hired a mentor, and one of the very first things that she had me do was build that creative muscle. And she told me, she said, you have to be writing every single day. Put out content every single day. Show up to your audience at least 3 times a day. At least 3 times a day. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? Like, how am I going to do that? I can't do that. Like, does a check-in count? Like, I can check in at Home Depot. I can check in at Target. I could check in when I'm at lunch. I could check in at my office. I could do that. No check-ins. Actual meat and potatoes. Giving something. Letting yourself be revealed. Letting yourself be seen. Let those creative juices build. And it was scary. And one of the things that she told me to do was to write down a list of 20 things every single day, just creative things that popped in. Sit down for 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it took for me to get 20 ideas out on paper. Just brainstorm ideas. So titles, taglines, ideas around workshops, ideas for, it doesn't matter what it was, just to write it down. And I sat there for about 5 days in a row, dead. And I was just like, everything I wrote down was stupid. It was horrible. I had maybe like 2 great ideas out of 5 days. And it was a struggle. But I kept doing it because she told me, keep doing it. And when somebody makes more money than you, I tend to take that person's ideas and their struggles and everything. I'm like, you come from here and you're now making multi-7 figures, and you're a coach too, and you're a mom too, and you know what you're doing, and you've been through all of this. And you know what? I want to be in your shoes someday, so I'm going to listen to this little bit of advice. And if you say sitting here and writing 20 ideas down every single day and not giving up until you feel that breakthrough, and not giving up and keep putting that stuff out there and get those words out there and get those live streams out there. And that's what she did. And she told me that. And you know what? I followed exactly what she told me to do. Now, even on my bad days, I have this massive amount of creative juices. I have notebooks where I just write stuff down constantly. Like right before I walked out here, I had the idea come in. It was a whole new training system for coaches. And I was like, ooh, that's good. And I wrote that down. I'm like, let's see if something develops from that. But then the next step to that creative muscle, after you start getting it to actually flow for you, and you're writing down those things every single day, and it's like, okay, now you have to bring it to the table, right? Now you have to bring that to the table. And guess what? That creative muscle moves into a sales muscle. And here's something that a lot of us entrepreneurs, especially as coaches, educators, practitioners, anybody in the holistic field, anybody out there who's like, even authors and stuff, speakers, it's really, really tough to be a salesperson, isn't it? It's so tough. Like, you say sales and you just gotta go, ugh. You think car sales, you think insurance sales, you think real estate, you think, oh yeah, I'm walking into a store and they're gonna really try to sell me on something, and you gotta go, no. And you think about walking down the mall alleyway, and everybody's like, hey, you want to try this face cream? Hey, you want to try these shoes? Hey, you want to do, like that? And it's like, that's so, right? It doesn't feel good. That kind of sales just doesn't feel good. But if you are in business for yourself, if you are breathing, here's the reality. If you are breathing, you're in sales. Okay? If you're not breathing, then you're not selling anymore. Your sales gig is up. But that creative muscle, it has to open up to authentic relating, which is authentic selling. And it should just be consistently selling. But it's not like the insurance salesman that knocks on your door. It's not like you're walking through the mall and you're going, hey, you wanna, and you're working against yourself in that. If it doesn't feel good, then it's not the right sales for you. But you've got to get used to sharing your creative juices, sharing your education, putting your mark out there, and always asking for interest, asking for somebody to do something, giving a call to action, as it's referred to. The call to action can be as simple as, hey, if I'm saying anything in this live stream that really is getting to you, or made you think of, your best friend over there, or your sister, or your brother, or somebody that you know, and you're like, hey, they need to hear this too. That really impacted me. That makes sense. I should share it with, hit the share button. See, that's a call to action. Hit the share button. Make a comment. Tell me what your business is. Help me market you, right? Like, share, network. Well, that's a call to action. That's a call to action. Every single time we put out a call to action in any fashion or form, and here's the thing, this can work for you in your dating game too. It's a call to action. You've got to get out there. You've got to say, hey, would you like to go out for coffee? Would you like to grab a drink? That's a call to action. That's sales. No matter what it is that you're doing, you take that creative juice and you create a call to action with it. Whether that is in relationship building, in calling in your next client, in accessing, better connections, better networking, it does not matter. Constantly. Creative energy to call to action. And the way through it is being turned on to life. So as I started this whole conversation around turn on, right? If we don't have turn on, then we don't really have a whole lot of anything going for us. Because who's going to want to do a call to action for somebody who's good, right? I've been watching different people's live streams, and it's very, very interesting. I'm so proud of people because I remember a couple of years ago when I was down in Morocco, and I had pushed myself to the week that I was down there, I was going to do a live stream every single day. And I was terrified, absolutely terrified of doing live streams. And I had made it my commitment back then that I was going to get through this. I was going to just push myself out of my comfort zone, and I was going to do 3 to 7 minutes every single day of just a little educational live stream around sex and relationship, because that was my focus point in my coaching. And so there I am out in the water, and I'm talking about female orgasm out in the water, and I'm trying to relate it to my surroundings, and I was stumbling all over the place, and I was concerned about the people that were walking around me, and I felt so little, and like a spotlight was on me, and my gut was wrenching, and my heart was beating so fast, and I was talking a million words per minute. And I look back at those and I go, kudos for doing it. You're like, yay, I did it. And they're horrible. And then I watch people, and as much as I go, ooh, that's a really bad live stream, like, hey, you need more light. Hey, be present of your background. Hey, you know, like, you move your hands. Don't just be through at it. Like, let's feel you. If I can't feel you coming through, then I'm gonna just keep moving by, and I'm not gonna, you know, pay any attention. There's certain key things to doing live streams that you have to have. And I watch the people, but then I look, and my heart goes out, and I just go, but you know what? She's rocking it. She's doing it. I know how hard that is. On the front side, I know how fucking difficult that is. She's rocking it. More power to you badass mamas out there and ladies out there who are like, yeah, and you guys that I say, and now here's the reality. I don't see a lot of guys, but I don't have a massive amount of men on my friends list. So I don't see a lot of guys that are really building businesses right now, other than guys who are already building businesses, that have already built and everything. But I see a lot of lady entrepreneurs and everything. And I just love it. I love the growth. I love the edginess. I love the heart and the soul of it. And I want you to know, and here's my little like woo-woo to you, is you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And that the ease and the flow, it's right there. And the more you get comfortable in your own skin and you allow your turn on to come out, ladies, you allow that turn on, you allow your passion. Stop worrying about all that other bogus crap that we worry about. And just let it all drop. Just let it all drop, and let your heart be seen, and let your passion be seen, and don't worry so much about your words, and have your little quirks and your imperfections and your mystery and your craziness, and just let it be out there, because that's that creative muscle. It's coming up in you. It's that bubble, and that's the sales piece also, because we are living in a world that wants authenticity, that wants realness, that wants to see people for who they are. We want to feel each other because of these stupid things, our phones and our computers, that we all love and we hate at the same time, and they've brought us together and they've separated us, but it makes it really hard for us to feel each other, doesn't it? It makes it really, really hard for us to feel each other. So it's even more important for us to really access our turn on for life, our excitement, okay? That whatever ignites you, and let that out. Let it out, and just be passionate and creative and fun and playful and edgy and goofy and authentically you, because that authentically you, that's what's going to make your life rock. That's what's going to make your life absolutely phenomenal. That's what's going to bring in the abundance in love, in cash, in health, in connection, in freedom, in everything that you're really truly wanting. At the end of the day, what is it? It's happiness, right? That's what will bring you the most happiness, is when you really truly let yourself be seen for who you are. So there you go. That's my big one of today, is just build that creative muscle, you know, and I suggest that you do what I did a couple years ago and just make it that primary of importance to sit down and write down 20 creative ideas a day, no matter how much, and like go until it's so much that you're writing down more than 20, and you're driving down the road and you're like, hey, oh my God, that was a good idea. Hey, that just made me think of this, and you write that down, and it's just like you just build that muscle, because once it's popping, it's going to be popping, and next thing you know, that's where you're going to get that $1 million ticket item for that amazing coaching course. That's where you're going to all of a sudden have this beautiful retreat pop into your mind and be able to create it, and you're going to just see it. That's where you're going to all of a sudden go, oh wow, this is what I want to do with my website. This is the business that I actually want to build. This is what my mission is. All of that comes from building that creative muscle and that energy around it. And if you're looking at relationship stuff, well, guess what? When you're turned on and when you have a lot of creative energy, you're just naturally a lot more appealing to potential partners and everything. So it really is that you get this turn on, you just get ignited, and that's hot. That's hot. A turned on person is hot. A creative person is hot. You know, a creative person is playful and open, and you just want to be around that person. So no matter what it is that you're going for, no matter what it is that you're wanting to call in, get that creative muscle built, play with it, and let it be seen. And don't forget, no matter what you're building, whatever you're wanting to call in, to get that call to action in there. Like, get it in there. Don't be afraid to ask for the close, no matter what that might be. All right, and on that note, I'm going to ask for the close. There you go. Today is the first day training. We went live on Monday for Unstoppable Power. It's my time to fly. This is my 12-week intensive online plus one-on-one 6 one-on-one coaching appointments with me for any ladies in the world who want to participate. We do have a few spots open still for this. This is live training here on Facebook, and it is 12 intensive weeks where we are talking about foundational stuff on the first 4 weeks, then we're going into lifestyle building on the second 4 weeks, and then we're getting down to the nitty-gritty stuff around love and sex and men and money in the final 4 weeks. And what we're going to do is we're going to clearing out the baggage, clearing out all those things that are holding you back, that have you on that leash, that are keeping you chained in some fashion. And then we're going to release that chain, release the bondage, and set the tone for what you really want to call in, what you really want to build, and then do the tweaking that we need and make you completely unstoppable. So this is for the ladies who want to build a beautiful life, a life where they have it designed exactly the way that they want, and standing full in their power, fully in your power. So if that's something that sounds like of interest to you, make sure you click on the link in the comments section. All the details are there. Registration is still up for that, and class is later today here on Facebook. This week number 1. This class will remain open for registration until this weekend, and then it will be closed, and it is gone until Spirit tells me to bring it back. So yeah, so there's that with that. Other than that, any other announcements I got, I'm going to make later in the day. Right now, I'm going to go write a musing because I got a lot of stuff that my heart and soul wants to share today. And then I'm going to go visit some beautiful, beautiful clients of mine and enjoy this beautiful day as I hope that you enjoy yours. As always, stop existing, start living, make your life unstoppable. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. I see people sharing. Thank you so much for sharing this video, and I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for another Conscious Coffee. Bye, everybody.